All right, what's going on, boys and girls? So this particular video, we're going to be talking about, do I actually use the shit that I say that I'm going to use? All the technology that I use. You know, I talk about Windows and Mac and Linux and all the other stuff. And people always talk about, oh, you don't use them. I hate to break it to you, I actually do. So if you noticed on this side over here, that there's a very Windows looking system monitor. This is for the desktop that I'm currently recording this on, and this is a Ryzen 2700X, 16 gigs of RAM. I think it's DDR4 29, whatever. A 512 NVMe and 1 terabyte HDD, and a Vega 64 is my GPU. Nothing spectacularly fantastic. But really, at the end of the day, that's kind of the point. This is a tool. This is running on Windows 10. What do you do? Thing is, most of my editing is actually done on the black thing back there, and that is something I will be getting into and showing you in a second. There's also a piece of tech behind me that I'm not currently showing for reasons that I use. I had to live on it for 3 months, so I live it. So here's Windows 10 machine. The Nova Legion. This is running an i7, 8750, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1060, 512 NVMe, I believe, terabyte HDD. Nothing special. It allows me to stream, it allows me to record, it allows me to do the things that I need to. All I care about. But there's also this other thing that I had to live in for 3 months that people say, oh, I don't use. I talk about it, but I haven't used it, etc. Well, oh, really? So please continue to tell me I don't use it, I don't live in it. I didn't live in it. I had for 3 months that machine, this machine. All my editing and all that stuff was done on this machine, not that one. One particular reason, because I view these as tools. The webcam is in a normal spot. On that machine, the webcam is below the screen, nose cam. That's why I use this for 3 months. It's a novel concept to use what works best for you and to get the job that you need to done. Not enough people understand this concept. And after living in this thing for 3 months, still things I dislike about macOS, there's still things that I love about it. Integration. One of my favorite tools on here is one called Focus Matrix. It is like an Eisenhower to-do list. Look it up. For me and the way my brain works, that is probably the best to-do list I've found. One of the reasons I keep it. I talk about it because I use it. It's not a hard concept. It's not something a lot of actual tech YouTubers, Linux YouTubers, gaming YouTubers, whatever, actually use it. They'll talk about it, but they don't actually understand it. They don't have actually used it. They don't actually come to it with an open mind of incorporating it into their day-to-day life. It took me years to want to incorporate a Mac into my day-to-day life, other than just like this weird curiosity piece of technology. I've had old Mac Minis. I had a 2009 Mac Mini that was just kind of a meh whatever machine. I've had other older MacBooks that I've installed, like Hackintosh versions on official macOS hardware or from DOS-Dude 1. But to actually go out and spend $300 on a 2000, sorry, it was like $250 on 2011 MacBook Pro, I about wanted to bash my head off the wall because I can get the same thing with the newer specs from a ThinkPad T440S for $100. So it's really hard to want to justify that kind of expense, knowing that it's going out as far as official support. And official support ends on High Sierra, and High Sierra is supposed to end this year. I wanted to live it. I wanted to give it its fair shake. I spent 3 months with it. Normally, it's about a month that I try to incorporate technology into my day-to-day. And that's what I care about. If it doesn't work in the course of a month, it doesn't stay. It goes away. And that's something that a lot of YouTubers who talk the same areas that I do don't give it stuff its fair shake. They will try something for a week, a minute, a month, an hour, and that's all they'll do. And that's their experience. For me, you have to replace, each one of these has to replace something or fill in a void of something. And if it can't do that, it's not going to stick around. I mean, Christ. I still use a Jide Remix Ultra tablet, the Remix OS. It's great for note taking because of the form factor. The battery life is still actually really decent. Decent screen, decent keyboard. That to me, and having WPS Office on it on the go, so I can synchronize without having to use like Google Drive and all the other nonsense, I'm fine with that because then it works across everything I use. Still have a BlackBerry Z30 that I use as a backup phone. I still have the Quantum Break book over there. That is actually a BlackBerry Playbook that I use as a media tablet for my car. So, because it's got 64 gigs of local storage. It's about how you incorporate stuff into your life. And for me, every piece has to be incorporated, but it also has to be given its fair shake. So that means Linux. That's why that's still running Salient. Mac OS. Hence, I had to live in it for 3 months. Hence Windows, because I'm still a gamer at heart, and I'm not stupid enough to limit my options. Unfortunately, a lot of tech YouTubers tend to be, and they like to limit themselves, and they like to pigeonhole themselves, and I don't do that. And it drives some people up a wall, and guess what? If it drives you up a wall, you can go up and over it, and out of the sphere of influence, and seeing what I see. And I'm okay with that, because you're not welcome in this fucking city that I live in. As far as pragmatist, as far as open-mindedness, as far as not judging people simply based on their technology choices. There's a difference between poking fun and kind of like laughably trolling them and actually legitimately calling people stupid or looking down at people for the tech choices that they use. And far too often, people do that. It's fucking stupid. I find the fact that, as an example, before I built this machine, the EliteBook down there is from 2012. I upgraded it, and guess what? That was the machine I was doing all my editing and everything on. It was running Linux. Why? Because I had a budget. I had X, Y, or Z, so many reasons why that worked. I still use that machine for editing when I'm here. There's my mobile workstation. That's all the stuff that I do for gaming, live streaming, when I'm at home, etc. I just will never understand this mentality that we have to approach everything with a closed mind, that our way is the only right way, and we don't take personal experience, personal needs of the person that you are force feeding the option of, get this is the only way. No, motherfucker, it's just your way. And it might not be that way for that person because it's not going to fit their needs, their mindset, or the mentality that they need. So I say less my way is the only way and more open-mindedness in finding out what the right way for them is and for other people. Find your way, but understand that your way is your way.